Hey guys, Ryan here. Thank you for joining me for a new video. This one is going to be absolutely crazy. I'm going to share with you the story of Mike. He's a seven-figure profit Amazon merch seller. Now, what if I told you Mike had less than 200 shirts listed for sale on Merch by Amazon? The shirts that he listed were primarily private, as in not publicly available, not indexed in search results, and he let other people do the marketing for him. Would you think I was crazy? Well, I'm not crazy. Mike shares his entire story, and I went ahead and I basically wrote down the SparkNotes version of it for you. So I'm gonna go jump on my computer and we can deep dive into this crazy Amazon merch story. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you're as excited as I am for this story. Real quick, if you're not subscribed to my channel, consider doing so. Tomorrow, I want to talk about the chart you see right here. This is just my Printful and Amazon sales. I managed to do $1,129 in sales through Amazon Seller Central via the Printful integration in one day. And that was yesterday. And I was going to actually talk about it today, but then I was like, well, that would be kind of messed up since I hinted that I was going to share this seven-figure Amazon merch seller story, and I didn't want to be that guy. I thought about it, though. I thought about making you guys wait one more day, but you know what? I'm not going to do it to you. And real quick, this is a quick introduction of what we're going to cover in this video. So Mike was in tier 14,000 with only 163 designs posted. He sold 71,321 shirts at the time that he shared the story, so I'm sure he sold way more than that after this, because this story is actually from 2018, so it's years old. And this method that he was using would still be relevant today. His revenue was $1.85 million. Royalty was 707,000 royalties. And he did that, guys, in 1 month. That was the month that he jumped on this podcast and shared his story. So he had done almost $2 million in revenue in that month. Now, they were charging $25.99 per t-shirt, and for what it's worth, he was splitting the royalty with the company that he partnered with, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a second. But he had already sold in the month, it was April when he was on the podcast where he shared the story. He had already sold 221,000 t-shirts. So now that I've got your guys' attention, real quick, let me introduce myself. I'm Ryan Hogue. I've sold over $1.7 million on Amazon to date, and I'm almost embarrassed to say only $250,000 through Amazon merch. If you want to follow the links in the description, I've got a free 7-day Amazon merch mini course delivered to your email, one lesson a day. I've also got an Amazon merch Facebook community. By the way, Facebook changed their layout today. It no longer looks like this screenshot, and I hate it. It is terrible. They made desktop Facebook look like a phone. Also, if you're not subscribed, you want to follow my progress as an Amazon merch seller, consider subscribing. Every month I publish a transparent income report. You can follow my merch sales, merch revenue, merch profit. I'm also making a huge push to get 100,000 t-shirts listed by December. And it is not easy, guys. I mean, I'm literally sitting here pushing t-shirts all day. Yes, I use automation, but it is not easy even with the automation. But don't worry, I'm going to update you guys August 1st. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I'm going to let you know my progress. I've been killing it lately. I'm not going to lie. And last but not least, I have a full Amazon merch course. If you are new, if you're not happy with where your sales are, I have 3.5 years experience, and it's a full knowledge transfer. Everything I know is in the course. All right, guys. Episode 77 of the Merch Minds podcast. This is a podcast that I've been listening to for years. Back when I was in like tier 100, I remember, you know what, real quick, I'm going to tell a short story. This entire video, by the way, is based on episode 77 of this podcast. Link in the description, show them some love. The two hosts do a great job, but guys, I remember sitting like on a Saturday, so the gym I went to had a pool. So I was at the pool, just kind of laying out after a workout, relaxed, thinking about where I was gonna be with my merch business. Not where I was, because I wasn't happy with where I was, but where I was gonna be. Listening to people like Glenn and Yong, they're the hosts of Merch Minds podcast. And the thing, like the way my brain works is, it's like if I see other people doing something that's reasonable, I can just decide in an instant that I'm going to achieve it. And the only variable from that moment to when I get to the end goal is time. But I can make that decision in an instant and say, okay, no, I'm going to achieve that. And the only thing that I don't know is how long it's going to take me to achieve it. I'm that type of person. You can call it, if you've heard of The Secret with like positive thinking and law of attraction. However, I'm not trying to attribute it to anything like that. I just know that I'm willing to put in the work if something's important to me. And yeah, I mean, I used to listen to this podcast and know that I would be where I'm at today with my merch business when I was much smaller. So hopefully I can like rub off some of that mindset to you guys that might be uncertain about the future of your merch business. Because I swear, if you just put in the work, you'll get there. You'll get wherever you want to be. Maybe we won't be as successful as Mike though. So let me give you some of Mike's background. Now, again, all I'm doing in this video is giving you the notes from this podcast. This podcast is probably an hour and a half long, and I've listened to it a couple times, so I'm trying to give you the relevant data. But if you want to go listen to it, again, link in the description. It's free. It takes 1 second to click the link and then give it a listen. All right, so Mike, he has a background as a window cleaner. Mike is the guy who is a 7-figure Amazon. He's probably made multiple millions now profit from merch by 2020. He's a window cleaner turned digital marketer, but he still has a window cleaning business. So he's a window cleaner started a window cleaning company, turned marketer, turned digital marketer, because all good marketers figured out pretty quickly that the internet was the land of opportunity. And he was, very similar to everybody else that figured that out. He was good at in-person sales, self-proclaimed. So he stuck to his strength, which is something that I really think is important just in general in life. Like, stick to what you're good at, Like, you'll be more likely to succeed if you have an edge. If your edge is that you're good at something, well, there you go. He tried to close local business clients. So he tried to target and solicit local businesses to be his marketing clients. So we're not getting to the merch aspect yet. But when he was looking for clients to run Facebook ads on their behalf, he went door to door with local businesses. So he's a hustler. You know what I mean? It's real easy today. And I mean, granted, with the cerveza sickness with 2020, yeah, things are crazy and no one's going door to door to businesses. I get that. But he was going, you know what I mean? Like, people that really hustle, that are really hungry for success, they're willing to do stuff like that and have those face-to-face conversations. And no, it's not scalable. It's not automated. But you know what? Sometimes putting in that sweat equity can pay off. And it did in his case. So he was then selling them on Facebook ads and Google ads. That was what he was doing while running his window cleaning company. Now, he first closed a client in a pizzeria. He joined Amazon Merch and he realized, maybe not immediately, actually he shared the story that he got tipped off by Chris Green, who is he's like the original Amazon Merch guru. He's responsible for telling like tens of thousands of people about Amazon Merch back in like 2016, I think. So anyways, he first closed a pizza company as a client because he essentially was in the pizzeria and he said he heard them talking about like marketing issues, marketing woes. And he said, hey guys, like, I can solve that problem for you. Are you open to this idea? And pitched it to him where essentially he will allow the pizza company to sell t-shirts with their brand on it to customers, and any customer that buys one and or wears one into the shop gets a discount in the future on their pizzas. So now he's getting the customers to promote for them by wearing their brand on their shirt, staying on the customer's mind because now they've got a nice comfy new t-shirt with the pizza. So they're like, all of a sudden I want pizza. I don't know why though. Look down. Oh, maybe this is why. It's on my t-shirt. And he's making it possible for these companies to sell t-shirts without holding inventory, right? So he started with this pizzeria, but he found massive success at a tire company. So he couldn't close the local tire shop as a customer for Facebook and Google ads. But he set up a meeting with a regional manager and pitched him on the idea of doing what he did for that pizza company with Amazon Merch. Ended up closing the deal. All right. Well, actually, I jumped ahead. Next slide, I was supposed to say that. But he also, just for what it's worth, he hadn't made any money yet off this tire company. But when he had that meeting with the regional manager, he brought a trademark lawyer and paid him $2,000 with him. So he was $2,000 in the hole without making any money with no deal. That's kind of crazy. Like, he made a bet on himself, which, hey, there's no shame in doing that because obviously it paid off. I already gave you the outcome. So the regional manager said, you're going to save us $300,000 because they were already running some similar promotion, except, they're trying to think about how hard the logistics are if you're offering t-shirts, even if it's just in one color. If you have multiple locations, you've got to stock multiple locations with multiple sizes of the one color. And if you offer two colors, it's like you got all these sizes that need to be kept in stock and you have to prepay for inventory and you're probably doing smaller batch orders. The logistics just are a massive headache. But they wanted to continue running the promotion. So you know what they did? They stopped doing it the old way, the tire company, and they hired Mike. Mike walked out of that meeting with a check for $28,000 for setup, which, by the way, those of you guys watching this video, you already know, what does setup even mean, right? Setup really means like, hey, give me your logo. I'm going to upload it to Amazon merch and I'm going to send you a link. But the people at the tire company don't know that. So they paid 28 grand. So now he just made 26K profit after he pays his lawyer friend the 2 grand. Cause you know, if you're a lawyer, I'm sure you're probably charging $1,000 an hour, cause that makes sense. But anyways, my dad and my sister are lawyers, so hopefully they don't watch this video. Anyways, so his package that he sold them, it also included external advertising, some Facebook ads, some Google ads. So he managed to sneak that in there, and contracts were signed. So he left with a contract signed the first time that he met. At least that's what he shared on the podcast. So that's what I'm sharing with you guys. That is crazy. That's like a dream scenario. And he didn't name the tire company, but it must have been a big one, because wait till you hear these numbers. So here's the rundown. You essentially, if you want to use this model, which I know right now is tough, but assuming that everything ever comes back to normal, you would target local businesses. You would you'd pitch to them that they will promote their businesses selling t-shirts to customers. They will get a private link for that t-shirt on Amazon and a QR code. So essentially what you can also do is set them up so that they can bring their phone in, which, by the way, remember my phone case from my Guten review? Oh, that's upside down. If you guys missed my Guten review, check it out. That's how I made that phone case. But anyways, they bring their phone, they scan the QR code like this. The QR code sends them directly to the Amazon link. They buy the shirt, show the people the receipt, they get the discount. Next time they come, wear the shirt, get another discount. So again, it's mutually beneficial for Mike, for the business, and for the customer. Everybody wins. Perfect. Love it. By the way, those of you guys that are like, Ryan, I know you're a web developer, I'm not technical, how the heck am I going to do a QR code? Guys, it took me literally 2 minutes to do this, right? I just Googled make QR code free. It took me to qrcode-monkey.com. I typed in the URL, ryanhogue.com. I set the colors to red, because why not? I uploaded an image, which isn't even required, but I think it looks cool. That's it. It worked. That's it. You just click generate QR code. It was free. It took 2 minutes. And then just to prove it worked, I scanned it on my phone. In Google Lens, it showed the, of course, every time I say Google, it summons my phone, summons the overlord, but it worked. It showed the URL, and I took a screenshot, and here we go. So QR code, guys, 2 minutes. So he charged 26 or 28K setup fee for stuff that is not that hard to do, and I'm all about that. I love it. And by the way, you can make extra money. Like, I don't think he thought this one through, because he could have skimmed an extra 3 to 5%. Granted, the Amazon Associates is their affiliate program. They keep reducing the affiliate percentages, but he could have made an extra like 3 to 5% somewhere in there if he had sent the QR code through a private link that was attached to his Amazon Associates account, which 3 to 5% on multiple millions of dollars is quite a bit. All right, so here's some good advice. If you approach a potential customer and say you'll do it for free, you won't be taken seriously. That's straight from Mike's mouth. Again, he claims that he's good at face-to-face interaction and face-to-face sales. This was a big point of his. He said that if you say, hey, I'm going to do it for free because I'll be making royalties every time someone buys something, they're not going to take you seriously. So charge them. Say, hey, the setup fee is going to be $500, $1,000, you know, even $250. So he was charging $250 to start. The pizza place gave him a check for $250, and that was his first client. And he said that, hey, you know what? You look legit when you charge fees. I love that. I agree. So the sell to the client, the potential client, is that, hey guys, you don't have to carry inventory. You can order one at a time, right? You don't have to order bulk. You can offer all the colors, 10 colors at a time per listing, and all the sizes. Like, what more do you need? And by the way, back in 2018, when Mike was doing this, early 2018, I think it might have just been standard t-shirts and premium t-shirts, or it might have been, no. There's definitely 5. It was standard t-shirts, premium t-shirts, long sleeve, sweatshirt, and hoodies. So 5 product types. Those of you guys on merch today, we have, I think, 12 or 13 product types now. With phone cases, it might be 14. So yeah, lots more potential to expand this from just t-shirts, especially if you have a really successful client, or, when I say client, I mean the business is your client. So there's potential to scale this. So what's next? After you get them to agree to the deal, set them up the listings on merch, send them the private link, assist them in setting up the QR code if they like that idea, and they do the work for you. The client does the work for us, their foot traffic and their email list. You know, all these businesses, they understand the importance of having an email list. They have massive email lists. They also might do snail mail. Snail mail is, you know, when you actually go to the post office and mail a letter. They might do all of that stuff. Because again, it's mutually beneficial for them. And also this is creative marketing. It's engaging. It's not just a piece of paper that says, hey, it's a sale, give us money. It's engaging, it's fun. So it's different. When you think outside the box sometimes, sky's the limit. So Mike really showed us that. And at the 44-minute mark of the podcast, for those of you that go listening, Mark described a period of time where Amazon merch went through a lull where I don't remember if it was like listings were disappearing. I don't know if it was because they were running short on inventory or something. There's been times, if you've been on merch for a while, I remember in December 2018, they ran out of inventory for a lot of specific color plus size combinations. Oh yeah, plus fit type. Think about that. Color, size, fit type. Male, female, youth. Like there really are a ton of different variations if you want to just stock t-shirts. So it's not easy, which makes sense why people like Amazon merch as an alternative. But anyways, during a period of time where people were really struggling to make sales, the tire company sold 111,000 t-shirts and Mike kept $222,000 royalty for the month. And that was like before he was on the podcast sharing his story. Because again, when he was on the podcast sharing his story, they were already at 1.8 million on the month. And he had already taken, and when he says 222,000, he's splitting that with the tire company. So the royalties were actually closer to 500,000. So it's just crazy, guys, the potential here. What's needed from the client? All you need is graphics for the shirts and a permission letter in case Amazon merch flags your design as like trademark infringement. Assuming it's a big brand, you're going to have their brand name in there. You're going to have their graphics in there. So you do need that permission letter. That's really it. And you need a check so that you get, when I say a check, you need some money for your time, right? Closing quotes. So these are some closing quotes from Mike. He said, you can make a nice living with only 3 clients. He said, I can upload 500 shirts a day. I don't know how people do. Oh, when he said he can, he meant his upload limit. So obviously Amazon merch, I've said this before, but like over time, they've been a lot more lenient and loose with their upload limits. So if you used to be able to upload like 100 shirts a day, now you can upload like 1,000 per what tier you're in. So they've just been, they've raised those limits. But he was saying like, I can upload 500 shirts a day in tier 14,000, which by the way, 14,000 tier doesn't even exist anymore, but just saying. He's like, I don't know how people even upload 100 a day. And he said that he had talked to people who were in really high merch tiers with him, tier 12,000, tier 14,000. And he said that they were doing it the other way, the grind way. And in 2018, your t-shirts, I'm pretty sure, were only left on Amazon for 90 days. At some point, they switched 90 days to 180 days, where if they didn't get a sale, they fell off and you had to re-upload. And then it went from 180 to 365, which is where we're at now. I actually liked 180 more personally, but anyways. He was telling people that were reaching out to him that were in his tier, but they were doing it the harder way, which by the way, that's how most of us do it. I get it. Not all of us are going to close big clients and have anywhere near this level of success, but I just wanted to share this story with you so that you knew it was a possibility because people are out there achieving success doing it. He said you can even, if you don't partner with a business, you can partner with an artist. You can go to websites like DeviantArt, you know what I mean? Like those other sort of like artsy websites that I don't think used to sell print on demand. Now I'm assuming they probably do because it's such a big money making opportunity. But you can partner with artists who don't have the e-commerce chops. You know, they don't know how to do this stuff. And you can do something similar. And he said, you know what? The sky's the limit. That's a direct quote from Mike. I know it's easy to say when you're making millions of dollars through Amazon merch, but yeah, I believe it. Sky is the limit. So again, this is episode 77 of the Merch Minds podcast. And if you want to check it out, link in the description, show them some love. Let me know your closing thoughts, guys. I know that this is going to be a lot harder to pull off with the current climate in 2020 where small businesses are forced to close and big businesses that don't need your help are allowed to stay open, right? It doesn't really make too much sense, but hey, topic for a separate time. Hey, thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, just hit that like button, let the YouTube algorithm know. And if you're not subscribed, it would mean a lot if you would consider doing so. But anyways, guys, stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the Printful Amazon integration, how I did $1,100 in sales in 24 hours, and I hope to see you there.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at RyanSmethod.com. Thank you.